Hey everyone, so it's Nick with 30 Minute Foodie, and today we're making page 131, turkey and black bean chili. Can you see that? There we go. And on the side, as a side, I'm also going to make double baked, twice baked potatoes. The recipe is actually also includes feta cheese. It's twice baked potatoes with feta cheese, page 161. That cheese is just extra calories, you don't need it. Okay. If you like feta cheese and you can't just do a part with it, then go ahead and use it. It's fine. But we are going to put yogurt and also sour cream on top of that, so that doesn't call for it. Well, it calls for the yogurt, but it doesn't call for the cream, for the sour cream. Today at the grocery store, I don't know how many of you guys actually look at the produce, actually check every single nutritional value. I know I do, and there's a lot of kind of tricks. Like Altadena has a sour yogurt. It says fat-free, low-cal. I'm like, okay, so I automatically grabbed it right away. I was like, what else is around here? Oh, this is plain yogurt. I was like, what else? What other carton says fat-free, low-cal? And I found this one. This one is actually 20 calories less than the big brand name cheapest one that you can see. Well, no, it wasn't cheap. This was actually on sale for $2.99. Just to show you. Just because it says low cal, low fat, no fat, 2%, 3%, 4%, make sure you look at every single product. Okay. And if the one that is, if you find 2% is cheaper than the rest, like say it's $2 and the rest are $6, just get the $2 one. Save yourself some money. Unless you're super wealthy and that doesn't bother you. As for the fat-free sour cream, okay, found other products. Also said fat-free. Alright, but this one only has 30 calories. The other ones had upward to 50 to 60 calories, and they all said fat-free, low-cal. Just make sure you check the labels. Another thing is, after I've been flipping through this book, trying to figure out what I like to make, and see a lot of things call for canola oil. I mean, you can always substitute with olive oil. They're all calling for canola. Shortening is a lot healthier for you. Go to the store and look at it for your judgment. Yeah, vegetable shortening is better for you. It is. It's healthier than vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil. A lot healthier than all of them. Okay, and the corn oil is GMO. Most of those oils are GMO. Shortening is not, and it is used the exact same way. You need a tablespoon of oil. Alright, you get a tablespoon, scoop it in the shortening, put it in your food. It tastes the same. That's healthy, and it works the same. So that's just my little intro spiel. I'm gonna go ahead and get cooking. Show you guys how I'm gonna do it. Hope you enjoy. Before I get totally started, I want to include this in the close earlier on in the video. The chili is actually it's 6 points. It was revised. This is an old book. So I went online, and for each recipe I have to go online and figure out what the new pointage is for each one of these. And the serving size is 1 cup, 2 tablespoons of the cheese, 1 tablespoon of sour cream, and 1 tablespoon of scallions, of the green onions. So the recipe, maybe you have the book in front of you, but if you do not, it's 2 teaspoons extra virgin olive oil, 1 onion chopped, 1 green bell pepper seeded and chopped, 4 cloves of garlic, 3/4 pound ground skinless turkey. I was looking at them, I'm not going to go there. I don't know how you can grind it without taking the skin off. 1 can of black beans, 15 ounces, standard can. 1 14-ounce diced can of tomatoes. Now the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I've made this recipe before and it was actually pretty good, but it was slightly bland. So that's what I do. I do recipes, I follow it to the T, and then I, make it better if it seemed to have been lacking. So it's 1 tablespoon chili powder. I'm going to do 2. 2 teaspoons ground cumin. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. I'm going to go with 2 oregano. 1.5 teaspoon salt. Half cup fat-free sharp cheddar cheese. And that brings us to another point. Cheddar cheese, get the blocks. When you get the stuff that's already pre-shredded, that's all is powdered with flour. Okay, so it doesn't stick together. It's nothing but full of gluten, and if you're on a diet, try gluten-free. I'm not gluten-free. I don't even clue what that means, but there's flour in it, so gluten. 1/4 cup fat-free sour cream, and 1/4 cup green onions. Alright. I also like to add habaneros to my chili. If you guys like it spicy, go for it. If you can't stand the heat of a habanero, try jalapeno. 2 jalapenos will do you. DC, destemmed. Alright, we get chopping up on the vegetables. I want this chopped. Bell pepper chopped. Try to do the same thickness as your onion so it'll cook evenly. Doesn't need to be perfect. You can use a green bell pepper. Different colors mean there's more sugars in it. Okay. So if you like the chili a little sweet, go with the red bell. Orange is a little bit more milder. It's not as sweet. But if you want rustic, go with the green. Alright, habaneros, optional. Really not that hot, to tell you the truth, if you know how to cook them. And don't be brave like me in touching this thing. I've been cooking with habaneros as long as I can remember. Just a little kid. Fingers don't burn anymore. But if I touch other parts, like stick my phone in my eye. Alright, stop talking. When I grow these, that's how much I love a habanero. All different colors: white habanero, Tasmanian habanero, orange hob, red hobs. I say white, chocolate hob, Scotch bonnets. Going into a different category now. Jalapenos, cayennes. Here's a Trinidad scorpion growing in the window, and the hydroponic setup right there. Hottest chili in the world. Sure is taking its time growing though. So if any of you are interested in knowing how to grow your own food that you can use in the kitchen, Check out my other channel, Save My Plants. And let me show you how to grow your own food. Might as well. Garlic. How much does this thing say? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you like extra garlic, go for it. I do, but I'm just going to do it as the recipe calls for. I don't know how many calories are in these things, you know. My additions of additional spice is not adding to any points. So, if you make something, didn't really care for the seasoning, add whatever seasoning you want. I'll give you the recipe straight, and I'll tell you what additions and changes I made. And you want to get a fine chop on this. That's weird. This recipe actually calls for that. Include this chopped garlic when you're sauteing down your vegetables. That's a big no-no. Never do that. Your garlic only takes 3 seconds literally to cook. Okay? Your onion and your bell pepper, it's going to take at least 8 minutes. On low, medium high, or medium low to cook, to sweat down. And the garlic takes 3 seconds. So that means your garlic will be burned by the time you're done with your onions. Put this in a little tablespoon ramekin thingy. Alright, time for the seasonings. We need a half teaspoon of salt. There we go. 2 heaping tablespoons of chili powder. While I'm doing this, another tidbit, watch out for beans. This might be too, let me get a bigger bowl. Remember, I'm doubling the amount of chili powder from 1 tablespoon to 2. Back to the point, where of your beans, look at the calories, the fat. A lot of them have added like tomatoes, garlic, bay leaf, you know, all that junk. You don't need any of that, and all it does is add to the calorie count. So I always rinse these off. Pretty sure that washes off some of the calories. Well, at least I hope it does. Alright, got to grab the cumin. So I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of cumin. Ground cumin. Took me a while to figure out how to say that right. 2 teaspoons of oregano, dried oregano. Remember, I'm doubling this. It only calls for 1 teaspoon. And that's the seasoning for you. If you want it, you can also add in a good teaspoon of what you call it, cayenne. That's if you like it extra spicy. Girlfriend doesn't like too much though. She's good with the habaneros. She doesn't like when I add cayenne on top of that. And just a couple cracks of black pepper. It doesn't call for it, but maybe that's why it was so bland last time. It wasn't awful bland. It had a lot of potential. Just needed a little help. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and start to cook. And I'm doing this ahead of time. You can cook this I'm probably not. It's 4:45. I'm not planning to eat till about 8. Just cook it, turn it off, let it on the cooktop, fire it back up when you're ready to eat. And while it's sitting, all those flavors are going to get to know each other. That's the good part. Alright, so I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going against the recipe just a little bit. What I'm going to do first, there's a tablespoon of olive oil. You don't have to do it this way. The recipe calls for just adding the onions and sweating them down in a non-stick pan. But a trick that I learned anytime I make chili or my own barbecue sauce, I cook my seasonings first. Let that oil come up to temperature. It's on high. Just go ahead and add in your spices. You need a rubber spatula for this. So I'm going to put this in once it's done. So you just want to cook this just for a little bit, until you can smell it. You know, all those seasonings, the cumin, gets really nice and toasty. And just mix it all into this oil. It absorbs most of it. Just toast your spices a little bit. Keep on moving it, don't let them sit. Smell that cumin. Should do it just lightly. Don't do too much. You want to burn your spices. Alright, go ahead and transfer them out. There we go. Just leave a little bit on there. This calls for a non-stick pan, but using a Dutch oven is pretty convenient. I'm just going to add just a dribble more oil. So take all that oil that's in there. Mix that around a little bit. Keep these extra. I'm not going to throw away these seasonings. I'm going to just add flavor. As you go. Alright, time for the vegetables. So this is the bell pepper, habanero, and the onion. Let's have this on high. I'm just going to go ahead and put it down to medium. Medium. We're going to add the garlic right towards when this is almost done. Like after I turn it off and grab the turkey, then the garlic will go in to cook for a little bit. Alright, so while the vegetables are coming up to temperature, go ahead and wash your beans. Just go ahead and fill up this can. A little bit of warm water, lukewarm. And use this to pour over it to get all that extra starch out. Any additional seasonings, vegetables, whatever they've added to it. This one is pretty plain. There's ingredients: black beans, water, salt, sugar, dehydrated onion. That means it's powdered. So now we're washing that off. Go ahead and set these back on your bowl. So let them drip dry. Also go ahead and open up the can of tomatoes. There's no trick to these. Tomatoes in general are pretty straightforward. Tomatoes, 25 calories. Also have this Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. It sounds awesome. And it's also only 25 calories. A lot of flavor. Just tomato. Fat, 0. Fat, 0. Sodium, 20. Sodium, 380. Alright. No on that. That's way too much gas. Alright. I don't need to show you guys how to open it. Can opener. Open. Alright, so these are sweated down nicely. Now you go ahead and add the turkey. Go ahead and chuck this on in there. And this is 90. All natural. It's a lean turkey. The turkey is already pretty lean. We got 97.3, 97 meat, 3% fat. Yeah, that's pretty dang lean. So just going to go ahead and keep busting this up until it's no longer pink. Almost forgot. Add your garlic. Get that all in there. Come on, stragglers. I love garlic. I don't know about you guys. Alright. Turkey is cooked. Let's go ahead and add your beans. Your rinsed beans. Your tomato. Whole can. 14.5 ounces. What am I forgetting? Better not forget spices. Oh buddy. Everyone would have been upset with me. Alright. Stir this in. Looks a little dry. I do have a little bit more turkey than what it calls for. I'm going to add some water to it. You can also do chicken stock if you have it readily available. I know I do, it's frozen though. Don't feel like defrosting it. Plus, there's extra calories and fat in there. Even though I make it myself, I don't add fat to it. It's just the fat in the chicken, you know. So. I also even have turkey stock. Oh, that's what I should have grabbed. Made some for Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. For side dishes. I'm gonna add just a little bit more juice. That was a half a can of water. This is 1.25 pounds turkey. Only costs for 1 pound. Add a quarter more beef, or a quarter more turkey, quarter more liquid. And that's pretty good. Don't want it floating around completely submerged because these tomatoes and these bell peppers are going to continue to give off more liquid as it cooks. So it's going to look a little dry now, but it's going to look like chili. Trust me. Alright, go ahead and bring this up to temperature to a nice rolling boil. Just going to crank this up to high. Ooh, hot mama. I don't know, does it say cover it? I might cover it if it cooks, but let's see. Cover it 30 minutes. And bring it up to a boil. Not like a massive overflowing boil. Do you see that right there? Just a little bit. Zoom in. Okay, you see that? That's a very light boil. That's what you want. Cover it. Turn it to low. To the lowest setting that your stove can go to. Okay. Well, keep it a little bit so your pie that don't blow out. I'm not going to have problems with this bad boy though. And set your timer for 30 minutes. And it's a good time to go ahead and start putting together all your sides and your fixings, your green onion, your cheese, grate your cheese if you're going to add some. What else? Yeah, that's about it. This is the best turkey chili I've ever had, with the additions of the extra spices, the pepper. It was spot on. My regular chili, my Chuck Wagon chili, is probably 500 points. This is a mere 6 points, and it tastes no different. Enjoy.